What really happened in 1947? Why is the mystery still unsolved after all these years? Is something being hidden from us? It was a scorching July day in 1947. In a secluded corner of the world, in the desolate and arid deserts of New Mexico, it seemed like an ordinary day, but no one could have predicted that this day would not be ordinary. An event was about to take place that would change the course of the world, leave deep traces in minds, and cause people to question their place in the universe. Today, we will re-examine the Roswell UFO incident, which is etched in history and has been waiting to be solved for years. Grab your coffee, we're going deep. Mac Brazel, a farmer in the town of Roswell, New Mexico, walked across his field in the early morning, stepping silently under the last few stars, still hanging in the deep blue of the sky. The trees at the edge of the field had surrendered to a gentle breeze, their branches swaying gently. As his eyes scanned the familiar landscape of the field, he suddenly noticed a strange reflection on the ground. At first, he thought it was just a trick of the light reflecting off the morning dew. But as he got closer, he realized that the source of the reflection was much more unusual. A metallic object glowing from the ground was in a dance with the morning sun, reflecting light in all directions and emitting a strange glow. Brazel felt his heartbeat quicken as he stepped towards this alien object. His breathing became labored, and his mind struggled to make sense of this extraordinary sight. What lay on the ground looked neither like the remains of an airplane nor a weather balloon. The pieces were metallic, but not like any metallic surface he was used to. They were strangely smooth, their texture almost organically soft. Moreover, they were covered with markings that were unlike any language or symbol system. It was as if they were codes from another world, codes of a language beyond human comprehension. As the farmer carefully examined this strange object, the questions in his mind multiplied. What was this object? Could it belong to an extraterrestrial being? Had this metallic object fallen from the heavens, or had it unearthed a secret from the depths of the earth? As his mind raced with these thoughts, he could not comprehend them. There was no logical explanation for anything. This was not the sort of thing an ordinary farmer would encounter. Brazel hesitated about reporting the situation to the local authorities. Was it really the right thing to do? What if they wouldn't believe him? What if it was just an illusion? But his inner restlessness compelled him to dig deeper into this mystery. Finally, he decided to report these strange pieces to the authorities. But there was something he didn't realize. This seemingly simple act would actually start one of the greatest mysteries in the history of the world. This decision would drag him and the world into the unknown, leaving only unanswered questions and secrets waiting to be solved. When local authorities arrived on the scene, they immediately realized that the pieces they found were out of the ordinary. They did not look like anything they knew. Roswell Army Air Base was notified, and soldiers were soon dispatched. The fragments were quickly collected. The site was sealed off and a deep veil of secrecy was lifted. Within a few hours, the Army announced to the press, "A flying saucer has been found at Roswell." This sentence caused a sensation around the world. Newspapers, radio stations, and even television stations carried the news on their front pages. The world was shaken by the idea that it might not be alone in the universe. But the wave of excitement did not last long. The next day, the U.S. Army issued a new statement saying that the initial announcement was a mistake. They said that the object found was actually the wreckage of a weather balloon. This sudden backtracking not only confused people, but also created a deep suspicion in people's minds. What had really happened? What was that flying saucer that had been announced to the whole world the day before? Why had everything suddenly changed? Was this a simple mistake, or a step to cover up a deeper mystery? Until the mid-1950s, the Roswell incident was largely forgotten, but this mysterious event suddenly made a comeback. In the late 1970s, former military personnel and witnesses at the scene decided to break their silence. Their accounts completely contradicted the official account. Allegedly, the object that crashed in Roswell that day was indeed a UFO. The wreckage of this UFO had unusual technology, and what's more, the bodies recovered there were those of extraterrestrials. These new revelations have brought Roswell back into the spotlight. Many UFO researchers and conspiracy theorists started to investigate the case. Every new piece of information made the case more complicated. Every detail raised a new question. So what had really happened? Why had the military suddenly backtracked and rejected the flying saucer explanation? And most importantly, where were the parts and bodies recovered that day? These are the questions that remain to be answered. The 1980s were the years when Roswell began to become a legend. It came to be seen not only as a UFO case, but also as one of the greatest mysteries of the American government. Countless books have been written about Roswell, documentaries have been made, and the event has become a popular cultural phenomenon. But beyond this interest, the Roswell incident had a much deeper meaning for humanity. In the 1990s, the US government launched another investigation into Roswell. The official explanation was that the object found was indeed a weather balloon. But even this explanation did not satisfy many people. The Roswell incident remained a mystery. Many conspiracy theorists claimed that there were much deeper and darker secrets behind the incident. According to some, it wasn't really a UFO that crashed in Roswell, but the government had resorted to a larger conspiracy to cover it up. According to some, it was one of the secrets behind the rapid growth of American military power. In conclusion, the Roswell UFO incident began on that hot July day in 1947, but its impact lasted for generations. People turned their eyes to the sky and began to think more deeply about whether they were alone in the universe. What really happened at Roswell may never be fully known, but the fact remains that this event has left a deep mark on human history. What do you think? Is the government telling us the truth? Or is there a much bigger secret being kept? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember, this story doesn't end here. See you in the next video.